All right, good morning, everybody here. Welcome to Day 2 of the Central Plains Regional. Winner goes to Shelby, and we're going to start out the first of our 4 games today is between the North Dakota runner-up Williston Post 37 Keybirds and the South Dakota state champion Harrisburg Post 45 Gold. The winner moves on in the losers bracket. The loser will be sent home. The good thing about this tournament, though, in all aspects, is that, even if if Williston goes home, well, hey, they made it here, and that's a pretty successful season. And then, if Harrisburg goes home here, then you look at that and you say first state championship of the season. Yeah, if you need to have it, okay. So then, I mean, all in all, this is kind of a bonus situation. For both of these teams here, the Keybirds trying to get their win here. They have never been to the World Series. Neither has Harrisburg. It's their first state title. A relatively new area in South Dakota. Harrisburg sprung up from, in the year 2000, the place had 938 residents, according to the census, and since then has ballooned to over 9,000. So there you go. It's just kind of it's a sprouting new area outside of the Sioux Falls metro area as a sort of suburb. So Harrisburg, somewhat new, and they won their first state title. Williston is also a booming city. Since 2010, there's been a 64% increase in residents in the area for Harrisburg, just since between 2010 and 2020, and Williston has an even higher one. They nearly doubled their population, going from about 15,000 to up to 29,000 between 2010 and 2020. You might wonder why. Williston, most of its economy predicated on the somewhat newly discovered back-in oil field, which due to the discovery that crude oil can be harvested out of shale rock. There's currently 24 billion barrels of oil expected, anticipated to be taken or to be found within the back-in oil field up there in North Dakota. Williston, a booming oil economy. They also played host to some famous people. We'll get to that later, but they will be the home team in this game. I don't really know how that was decided. It's just kind of how it is. I personally think, you want a state title kind of thing, you should probably get to be home, but yeah, it's okay. Anyways, Harrisburg got pretty much blanked by an incredible performance from St. Michael's pitcher Ashton Groves, who put up 6 innings scoreless with 8 Ks, an incredible behind-the-back catch, no-look catch, and a good diving catch. He blanked him more or less. There was one man who came in, pretty much closed the game, and Harrisburg, although pitching a very good back half, they didn't allow a run past the 3rd inning. They did end up losing that one. So thanks for spending your Thursday with us today. Not quite as pretty as the day before. There are some warnings in effect for things such as flash floods. So you've got to watch out. There very well could be, and you should somewhat expect there to be a rain delay at some point in this day. I don't think it's supposed to happen yet. But there you go. Here's the starting lineups for the Harrisburg Post 45 Goal. Leading off for them is the shortstop, Palmer Boyd, followed by the catcher, Max Carlson. Third will be the right fielder, Tegan Muntz. Cleaning up is third baseman, Maddox Scherer. Second baseman, Noah Boucher at the 5. Designated hitter and St. Thomas commit, Jack Riley, will be 6th. Center fielder, Tate Larson, is 7. Then the first baseman, Carter Hoffman, will be 8. And a new face to the lineup, Cone Cook, is going to be playing left field and batting 9th. Maddox Plack is on the mound. So the first 3 for Harrisburg: shortstop Palmer Boyd, catcher Max Carlson, and right fielder Tegan Muntz. The next three: third baseman Maddox Scherer, second baseman Noah Boucher, and designated hitter Jack Riley. And the bottom three: center fielder Tate Larson, first baseman Carter Hoffman, and left fielder Cone Cook with Maddox Black on the mound. Now for the Williston Post 37 Keybirds. Leading off for them is the right fielder Max Heen, followed by shortstop Ashton Collins, who pitched yesterday. He'll be batting second and playing short now. The second baseman, Alex Bloom, will be at the 3. Cleaning up and pitching today will be Caden Finders, who is headed to Dickinson State in the fall. Then first baseman Connor Ekblad will be batting 5th. Third baseman Tyler Tamez will be at the 6 hole. Then left fielder Garrett Solberg will be 7th. Catcher Micah Larson will be 8th. And center fielder Alex Ewert will be 9th with Caden Finders on the mound. So once again, the first 3 for the Williston Keybirds. Right fielder Max Heen, followed by the shortstop Ashton Collins, second baseman Alex Bloom. Then the middle 3: pitcher Caden Finders, first baseman Connor Ekblad, and third baseman Tyler Tamez. And the bottom 3: left fielder Garrett Solberg, catcher Micah Larson, and center fielder Alex Ewert with Caden Finders on the mound. So those are your lineups for today. We've got stats on each team. The Williston Keybirds did put up 5 in their game against Carpetland, though a significant portion of that was a 4-run rally in the 6th inning when it seemed like maybe Carpetland was saving some pitchers. Excited to see who will pull this one out. Like I said, successful season for both teams regardless of the outcome here, though I'm sure all of them want to keep playing, just one more summer, or one more day in summer here, And so here's what the bracket looks like after day 1. The 4 teams to advance, 3 state champions, and then the Rapid City Post 22 Hard Hats. An interesting thing here, I do agree with the Harrisburg sentiment that they should have been playing the runner-up and not a state champion because they did win state. I think that's reasonable. Instead, Post 22 got to play a runner-up. But anyways, Post 22 did win that game. They proved they should be there. And they advanced. And an interesting thing, all 4 states won and lost one yesterday. Every state went 1-1 in this tournament. North Dakota 1-1, Minnesota 1-1, Nebraska 1-1, and South Dakota 1-1. So we've got 4 different states at the top of the bracket, 4 different states in the bottom of the bracket. And starting off the day, we'll have Harrisburg Gold versus Williston. The winner will play against the loser of Post 22 versus the Fargo Post 2 team, which is interesting because the only 2 teams in this regional to never play each other are Post 22, like from the same state, are Post 22 and Harrisburg Gold. They never ended up playing each other. They weren't on the schedule. They didn't meet in any tournaments, and the Hard Hats didn't get far enough into state tournament play to face them. So Harrisburg Gold just didn't end up playing them. There's a chance that they will have their first meeting in the Central Plains Regional Elimination Games if Harrisburg were to win this and the Hard Hats were to lose against Fargo. But as it sits, the winner will play that. St. Michael will play against Carpetland at approximately 3:30 today, of course, rain permitting. Then Fargo Post 2 and the Rapid City Post 22 Hard Hats will play at approximately 6:15. And right after this game will be an elimination game between the Nebraska runner-up, the Elkhorn South Storm, and the aka PDG Gold, and the Eden Prairie Eagles from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. So that's what it looks like right now. We'll get you back to the game here. Excited to see how this goes. I've never seen this Harrisburg team outside of maybe three innings there. I watched about 3 innings from the stands at the tournament in their blowout win over Yankton. That's all I saw. They are definitely a legit team, but it's a different level of competition. This is not going to be an easy team. That being said, this is the caliber Harrisburg has been facing most of the year, which is mid to high level Dakota teams. That's what they've been doing this year. Think about the Yanktons, the Brookings, the 320s, all of that. I mean, these guys have played a lot of those kind of teams this year, and they will get to face one more with the Williston Keybirds. The Keybirds, the Cinderella of this Central Plains Regional. They came into the state tournament as a 9 seed. They won just 24 of their 51 games. They're 24 and 26 right now. But the magic is flowing. The Keybirds trying to fly. I absolutely love their jerseys and the shirt that they wore yesterday. I'm going to see if I can get my hands on one of those. That just had the little Keybird logo on the front and then the word in big letters just bird across the back. I think that was a very cool shirt. But that's that. Excited to see how this is going. I love the Keybirds branding. It's very cool. Hopefully you all are having a good Thursday here.
The center fielder is number 2, Alex Keybirds.
And so, yeah, get ready. I'm Oliver Fell. I'll be bringing you all the games here at the at Central Plains Regional.
As well as the bat boy, Mr. Adam Jansen.
Brought you all 4 of yesterday's.
The umpires for today's game, behind the dish, Mr. Corey Oldish. On the Thursday side, Mr. Craig Mills. And on the Thursday side, Mr. Andrew Fisher.
I know the screen looks kind of tilted. I've chalked that up to the fact because the letters on Dave Blue Field are straight and level, I'm going to chalk up the fact that it looks kind of tilted to me to be just the imbalance of mountains out there in center field.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Playing with my game, playing with everything.
We have shade today. So let's go ahead and do
So we're going to do the code of conduct now.
I will keep the rules. Keep faith in my teammates. Keep my temper.
Hello?
Keep myself fit. Keep a stout heart in defeat. Keep my pride under in victory. Keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Thank you and good luck. Thank you very much, Mr. Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time,
All right, national anthem.
as we honor our great country with the playing of the national anthem. Veterans in active duty military uniform may also salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
All right, we are ready to play some ball here today. Central Plains Regional, the Williston Post 37 Keybirds from Williston, North Dakota, against the South Dakota State champion Harrisburg Post 45 Gold. So Harrisburg is going to get the hit first. They're trying to put up their first run at the tournament after getting blanked yesterday. Glad to see you all coming in and supporting your teams. That's fantastic. Just excited to see how this goes. Harrisburg definitely, I would consider just on the basis of state champion versus state runner-up, you would consider Harrisburg the favorite in this game. Though that hasn't stopped Williston all year. They have they were the underdog in pretty much every game they played in the state tournament, and hey, they made it to the championship game of that one. So they're ready. And late July, early August seems to be their kind of time of year. Finders, all-state honorable mention quarterback for the Williston Coyotes high school team. He is going to be on the mound here. He's headed to Dickinson State to play baseball in the fall. Another Lachlan McTagg moment. The first three for the gold and the do-up, we've got Palmer Boyd, Max Carlson, and Tegan Muntz. I really wish that the all-state teams came out quick. I mean, Wyoming had theirs done before the tournament even ended. I just wish that they didn't have to wait till September to get all-state teams, because I'd love to tell you who's all-state on this team out of the Harrisburg Gold players. I'd love to tell you who's all-state there, but I can't, because they won't put out the Legion All-State team until like September.
Baseball fans, let's make some noise. Winning on time first, the shortstop, number 3, Palmer Boyd.
Apparently Braxton Cussler was an all-state player for the gold last year. He was the starter yesterday, pitched a pretty good game, minus the first 3 innings. He did a complete game, I believe. Or no, he did almost a complete game. So the gold, very gold. The Keybirds, very orange. That's a strike. So we look at a 1-1 now. 1-1 count. That's going to be lined into left. It is foul. So that was a hard hit ball up the third base line. That curved foul, about 6 feet foul, I'd say. Not a particularly close one to landing fair. So now a 1-2 count for the pitcher Finders. Finders, what may be considered, I believe he would be the ace for this Williston team based on the college commit status. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. So, starting out the game, Finders able to get Boyd swinging. Boyd now 0 for 5 in this tournament. And we'll bring up Max Carlson. Carlson had a rough day yesterday. He came up to the plate 3 times against Ashton Groves, that starter for St. Michael, and struck out all 3 times he faced him. Fouled off. And good play over there from Tamez. Tamez did have some trouble. He made a costly error in the game against Carpetland yesterday, throwing a ball high on what should have been an out 3, allowing 3 more runs to score in that inning. That's taken low, so now we go to a 1-1 count here for Carlson. We are having a good Thursday. We'll be here till Sunday. That's a swing and a miss on a bounce ball. A ball that didn't even get to the plate, able to draw the swing there. Finders fooled him, so now we go to a 1-2 count. Carlson trying to avoid his 4th K in 4 at-bats. He does strike out, so Carlson having a rough tournament so far. He's now 0 for 4 with 4 Ks, and it'll bring up Tegan Muntz. He's the guy who isn't having a bad tournament so far. He was the best hitter yesterday for the Harrisburg Gold. He was 1 for 1 with a double and 2 walks. Batting at 1,000 right now. Bouncer not able to tempt Tegan Muntz. I would like to know the tournament stats from the state tournament for these guys. That would be kind of cool to know. I don't think that's available. So it's a 1-0. I mean, on Game Changer, but I can't actually get access to your guys' Game Changer because I'm not a family member or parent or whatever. So we go to a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Tegan Muntz Down in the count. Fender's trying to strike out the side here for Williston in the top of the first. The 1-2. Fender's fouled off. Ooh, tried barehanded grab from the manager for Harrisburg, unable to make it. He does a phantom throw to the pitcher anyways. So now a 1-2 count for the Keybirds. Muntz. Swing and a miss, strike 3! Caden Fenders strikes out the side, and the Keybirds come out flying. Going into the bottom of the first, they'll get their chance to hit here. A dominant piece of pitching there. The first 3 go down swinging for Caden Fenders. This would, in all likelihood, be the final game of his high school career at anything for Caden Fenders, as he will be he graduated in the spring, and he'll be going to college in the fall. So, or probably a couple of days, let's be honest. We're in August here. My school starts up at the 18th, but it's like a lot later than it was last year. It was about the 13th, 14th, I think, last year when the school started. I'm down at Arizona State University at the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism. I'll send a hello over to Wayne. Yeah. Aw. That's great. Love that. Yeah, I'll send it over to Wayne. Wayne's awesome. He's going to... he's had a great time. He organized both of these last 2 years of Central Plains Regional Tournament. The Hardhats won't host for a bit. The next 2 bids go to Fargo for the Central Plains Regional. They will go to Fargo. Fargo Post 2 will get it next year, and West Fargo 308. The West Fargo Patriots will get it in 2025. So, nothing like that. If the Keybirds win, here, I'll give you a little look. Keybirds win, they will advance in the loser's bracket and play the loser of whoever Fargo versus Post 22 will be. Same thing for Harrisburg. They'll play the loser of Fargo Post 22 in the next round of the loser's bracket, and that'll be the reward for winning this game. So that's what will happen, and that'll be early in the morning tomorrow as well, I would assume, being as it'll be 1 of 2 elimination games tomorrow. So we do a 4 games, 4 games, 3 games, 2 games, 1 game across all of these days. I know it's hard to track, but that's what that is. As 4 games for both of these days, and then as people get eliminated, 2 teams are eliminated, then you go to 6 teams left, so that's 3 games, and then there's 4 teams left, and there's 2 games, and then you probably play 1 or 2, depending on if somebody needs to be eliminated, needs to lose once or twice. Maddox Scherer, the 1-2, taken high. Well, sorry, that I'm way off. That was the... It's Max Heen up to bat here for the Keybirds. Maddox Plaque on the mound. He throws another high one. So Max Heen. There's a lot of Maddoxes and Maxes and Micahs and the whole deal. Oh, West Fargo gets 2024, and then Fargo Post 400 gets gets 2025. Oh, what is that? That's Starion Bank Field. I was out there earlier this year for a couple games. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So Plaque able to get that by Heen. Now it's a 2-2 count. 2-2 count to first Keybird of the day, Max Heen. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a high pitch, and that'll be strike 3. So nothing but K's in this game so far. That's 4 consecutive to start things out. That is the first of the day now for Maddox Plaque. Plaque. And they'll bring up Ashton Collings. Collings, 0 for 3 so far in this tournament. He does have a run. He reached on an error from Carpet Land yesterday. Came around to score. So the shortstop Collings. He also pitched. Did earn the loss yesterday. Though it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad an outing, given it was against the state champion from Nebraska with a bunch of D1 commits on that team. He did a pretty good job holding up against them. They face another state champion here today. That strike, oh, just a little bit high, they say. Good eye from Heen. Or not Heen, from Collings. The bird call. Tweet. He's a songbird. Alright, 2-1. I love the Keybirds name. It doesn't like mean anything, as far as I know. When I look up keywords, when I look up Keybirds, it just gives a whole bunch of Williston Keybird stuff. So 3-1. Ooh, wow, that hurt. Hopefully it hit the elbow guard. Otherwise, that's going to be a really bad bruise on the arm. It's going to be sore to raise it. But a hit by pitch will be the first non-strikeout of the game for anybody. And it will put Ashton Collings on first base. So Collings reaches first for the second time in this tournament. And it'll bring up Alex Bloom. Bloom 0 for 2. Did get a walk yesterday. Keybirds got 1 run in the in the second inning of the game against Carpetland yesterday, but eventually the pitching let out and it became a 10-1 game. They got a few more late in the game against a relief pitcher that seemed to not necessarily be the best thrown out there by Carpetland. Both of these teams somewhat short-staffed. What's happening with our connection here? Our transmitters are doing something funky. That's going to be line foul. Hello? I don't know what's going on with the transmitters. I'm going to go fix that. That has never happened before. Why is it doing that? What's happening here? Literally, this has never happened to me. Anyways, nothing scores in the bottom of the inning. We go into the second inning. It is tied 0-0.
Fans, if you're a little bit hungry, just a reminder that pizza ranch has famous breakfast pizza.
No hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors. 1 man left on. Are we receiving any signal yet? Oh, there we go. Fixed it. There you go. Woohoo. We got it. I don't know what did that. That's worrying to me. It's worrying that I don't know what happened there. That has never happened before to me. But we are back. So we're set. Back to action, looking good again. And we are tied here in the top of the second. Keybirds got 1 man on, didn't get anybody around though. In the first inning. And coming back out after pitching a shutout first inning. Okay, Mason. Tegan Muntz hits one over to Tamez. He lays out, makes a great play. Tyler Tamez falls to the ground, keeps that one in the infield, throws to first for the first out of the inning. That was a pretty cool play there.
Number 16 has Noah O'Shea.
Up comes Noah Boucher. Boucher 0 for 2 in the tourney. That's going to be lined right at Tamez. This seems to be the inning of Tamez. He gets a pair of balls right at him. That's a liner, out number 2. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Mason. That was awesome. All right. Jack Riley now up. The St. Thomas commit. He is committed to be a pitcher, though. He is 0-3 with 3 strikeouts so far, or 2 strikeouts so far in this tournament, though that was against the great pitching of St. Michael, taken a little bit low. So now it's a 2-0 count to Boucher. That being said, they're not facing too much easier, not much easier opposition here. With this pitching from Finders, that's hit high and deep into left. It's going back to the wall. It is off of the wall. Wait, no, it hit the billboard. That's a home run. Noah Boucher smacks one out the yard. And that'll be run number 1 for Harrisburg in this game and tournament. I didn't catch it. Apparently that hit off of one of the billboards out there in left center and came back into the field of play. But that one ruled a home run, and that'll be the first run of the game here on a round tripper solo shot from Jack Riley. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, from Riley, not Boucher. That was Riley. Jack Riley. So, first run scored. It'll bring up Tate Larson. Larson, the center fielder, 1 for 3 with the triple. One in the dirt. 2-1 count. Larson trying to keep this inning going for the Gold. In that game I watched a few innings of against Yankton, there were a couple of just crazy moonshots put out there at Yankton Riverside Stadium. That's hit high into right. It should be fieldable. The center fielder wants it. He will make the grab. So 1 run scores on a solo shot from Jack Riley, and Harrisburg will take a 1-run lead here in the top of the second. So 1 hit, 1 run. That run is earned to the pitcher Finders. There are no errors. Nobody left on base. It is 1-0. Finders pitching all in all pretty well. Just hung one extra pitch out there. That was hit pretty deep. That area of the stadium, about 360 feet, 365 feet out there. So that had to be at least 370 to get out of it. It wasn't out by a lot because it came back into the field of play off of a billboard. But still, that was definitely a hard hitter that got out the park. I'll just see the active chat. That's cool. So yeah, Harrisburg. Oh, it might. I don't know about the radio station. That's very possible that the Keybirds did. It sounds like a real bird. Clearly Orioles inspired, though, at least this iteration. I did see another iteration for a patch from the Williston bird some point in the 70s on eBay, and it looked like the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs bird. With that kind of long, rounded, nut-eating beak there. So now bottom of the second, Williston's going to get a chance to respond. Hunter Ekblad will lead things off in this inning, up and away, ball 1. Oh wait, this is Caden Finders. There must have been a double play to end the other inning. I was out fixing things. So Finders trying to earn back the run he allowed in the the top of the inning. All in all, he's pitched pretty dang well, though. Fouled off. 2-1. Hello, Igor. Good morning. Hardhats won last night if you weren't available. All right, 3-1 count. Taken high. Fender will take his base. So a leadoff walk from Caden Fenders will put a man on the bases to start things out. A leadoff walk, just as good as a leadoff single, at least in terms of pure output. And Connor Ekblad now going to come up with a man on. Tying run on first base here for Maddox Plack. Taking low. I don't know what's going on with the bush light. I don't get it. I personally do not have any alcohol. That's genuinely true. I know you might be like, ASU, ugh. Well, surely he has something. Nope. That'll be high. But, yeah, I just don't even do caffeine. I'm kind of crazy about putting stuff in my body. So now we go to a 2-0 count. So 2-0 count here to Ekblad. Ekblad is 0 for 2. He did have a sac fly in last game, though. That's a strike right down Main Street, so makes it a 2-1 count. Plack, I don't know why I'm saying Plank. Plack throws a dart right down the middle. So a 2-1 count now. Two one to Ekblad. Showing bunt. Holds it back. Taking off is the runner. He will be safe. A stolen base from Fenders will be successful. That is called a strike. So that'll be strike 2, but an extra base taken. The first stolen base of the tourney off of this Yankton team, I believe. And the first for Williston of any sort. And Caden Fenders able to get that to work out. So it's a 2-2 count now. Plack does have a strikeout on the day. Just got a piece of that one. And he'll fight to see another pitch. Looking at 2-2. No, please don't do it again. Please don't. No. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? That's lined into left. That'll get through. Fenders staying at third. The throw home was a good one. I'm so sorry, everybody. I have no clue why this is happening. Ekblad gets a single, though. I'm going to go reset the guy out there and hope that it's that one's fault, the transmitter. But as it sits, runners in the corners. Soft grounder, throw to first in time, they keep the runner. Out number 1 is recorded on a ground out to third. For the record, that thing was running for 12 hours yesterday and we had no problems. But now Ekblad does move over to second on a 5-3 putout. And out number 1 is recorded. Now up to bat is Garrett Solberg with runners in scoring position. It's a 1-0 count. Here in the bottom of the second. That's taken shoulder height. That'll drop in the back of the plate there. Catches the zone on its way out, and we go to a 1-1 count now for Plack. Solberg trying to bring in any Keybirds he can. Plack trying to keep them all off the board. A heater overpowers the hitter, and we go to a 1-2. A pivotal point in the game here. Keybirds not only a chance to tie, but a chance to take the lead. A deep fly ball would likely tie on a sac fly. That's strike 3! Plack challenges the hitter, freezes him where he stands, and gets out number 2. That's also K number 2, but the last hope here for the Keybirds in this inning is going to come up to catcher Micah Larson. Larson 1 for 3 with a triple in the game. That's a ball. Ooh, I don't know about that one. So we go to a 1-0. That is totally Eden Prairie. Eden Prairie must have flown in. They're using one of the Hard Hats buses. That's hit and caught! A liner just plucked out of the air by Carter Hoffman will strand 2 Keybirds, and despite allowing 2 on and none out, the Maddox Plaque able to get out of trouble, and it remains a 1-0 game for the Gold. That was a big catch from Hoffman. Not an especially hard one, but the kind of thing you need to react fast to. So in that inning, Williston, 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs. There were no errors on Harrisburg, and 2 men were left on. That brings the left on base count up to 3 for Williston and none for the Harrisburg Gold. Harrisburg only gotten 1 hit only gotten 1 base runner period off of the pitcher Finders. But it was a pretty pivotal one. Oh gosh, we're going to Twitch now. All right, so now in the due-up here for this Harrisburg team, we have the 8-9-1 Carter Hoffman, who just finished that last inning with a grab on a liner, and then Cone Cook and Palmer Boyd. Hoffman batted yesterday. He's going to William Penn to be a left-handed pitcher. So not a hitter by trade, at least according to Prep Baseball Report's evaluation of him, where they put him down as a commit as a left-handed pitcher, not as a player of the field. But Hoffman.
Moving on top of the third for Harrisburg's third baseman, number 18, Carter Hoffman.
Oh, Igor, you weren't aware? The boys play at about 6:15 tonight, but there's likely to be a rain delay at some point today, meaning that it would be it would all likelihood be something else. That's lined. It'll get off of the first baseman's hand, underhand flip to first in time. Finders covers the bag, and that'll be out number 1. So just dropped off, but knocked down by the first baseman Connor Ekblad, and that'll be out number 1. 3-1 put out, and Cone Cook comes to the plate. This is his first at-bat of the Central Plains Regional. He did not start yesterday. Maybe Maddox Plaque was in the field, and now they need somebody else to swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Finders definitely showing off some elite pitching out here. Harrisburg getting the best of this Williston Keybirds team. A bouncer gets to home and knocks the helmet off the catcher. Just kind of the mask off. Yeah. So Igor, big day. We beat the Elkhorn South Storm last night. That's going to be hit into left field. It gets underneath the glove of the shortstop. And so the second hit of the day is recorded for Harrisburg. A single from Cone Cook. He's now 1 for 1. That'll make it. So now Finders going the second time through the order. He'll face the leadoff man, Boyd. Boyd, despite being the leadoff man, where you expect some significant contact, is 0 for 5 in this tournament. maybe he's due to regress to the, or I guess progress to the mean. Take it high. So it's a 1-0 count. I'm very upset at the transmitter doing that stuff. I don't know why. That's in the dirt, but knocked down by Micah Larson. So it is a 2-0 count now. Thank you all for tuning in to Hard Hats TV. Coverage of all either 14 or 15 Central Plains regional games, depending on if they have to play 2 games at the end because there's 2 losses, you know, the whole deal. So it's a 2-0 count in the dirt. Make it a 3-0 count. So Fender's on the verge of walking somebody. A throw over his head on the pass back to the mound. Doesn't get far enough to move the runner. Ekblad striking up some conversation with Cone Cook at first. 3-0 count. That's a strike right down the middle. So Fender's able to locate. Fender's with kind of a half tucked in shirt here. He's got the back half tucked in, the front half kind of loose. Yeah, I know weather looks bad all in all, but if you're saying second game, I think that we should be fine this morning. But at some point today, expect a rain delay. Taking off the runner, foul ball, he'll have to come back. And we go to a full count, so Fender's able to work his way back in against Palmer Boyd. Boyd struck out swinging to Fender's back in the first on a failed check swing attempt. Caden Fenders. 3-2-1 count here to the leadoff man, Boyd. The payoff pitch fouled off. That was a fastball right down the middle, challenging the hitter. So full count. Payoff again. Swing and just got a piece of it. Just got a piece of that one off the end of the bat. Boyd able to survive with a little dink of his own off of the very end of the bat. So he will continue here. Coming back to his base for the second time is going to be Cone Cook, who took off there. The pitch. That's going to be hit hard into left and caught. Out number 2 is recorded on a fly out to left. That's the culmination of that. Now Boyd 0 for 6. Max Carlson now up. Fenders gives him a high one, taking off his Cook. The throw way over the second baseman and into center field. That'll be a successful stolen base. Ball didn't allow Cook to move much more, but Cone Cook takes second. And now a runner in scoring position. 1-0 count to the this 2-hole hitter, Max Carlson. Carlson 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts so far in this tournament. He's got a golden sombrero across 2 games. Trying to avoid doing what Anthony Rizzo did in the majors a couple days ago, which was 0 for 5 with 5 Ks. So we'll 1-0 count now for Fenders. He checks on the runner, delivers. That's going to be driven over to short. Knocked down. He picks it up. Not going to have a play. So the grounder eats up the shortstop, and that'll go down as, I believe, an infield single for Max Carlson. Then it'll be an error. So an error on the shortstop, I think that's a little harsh. But they will call error on Collins, Ashton Collins. 2 men on with 2 outs. The same situation that Plack was able to get out of in the last inning, or the top of the inning here, actually. And coming up now, Tegan Moore. He's been great so far. He's 1 for 2, 2 walks, and a double. He doesn't have any RBIs or runs though, which could partially be the people in front of him just now getting or still looking for their first hit at the 1 and 2 holes. So Tegan Muntz leading off, or up to bat now with 2 men on and 2 outs. Ball 1 taken. Cook standing over there on third. Carlson leading off of first. Finders checks in on the runners. Delivers. That's a strike. And sitting on it is Muntz. It's a 1-1 count. Keybirds trying to keep Harrisburg from taking an even larger lead. This is about the point where things started to fall apart. Oh, we're in the top of the third. Whoops. I don't know how for a whole inning I had it wrong, so there you go. We're in the top of the third. I just now realized. I'm like, wait, Harrisburg's up to bat again. I swear they were the top of the inning. And they were. 1-1. And that's going to be lightly hit into left and caught. So the Finders able to get out of some trouble. And Harrisburg scores none in the top of the third despite a hit. And so there we go. It is going to be 1-0. Harrisburg Gold still lead going into the bottom of the third. In the game, or in that inning, Harrisburg 1 hit. They scored no runs. There were no earned runs. 1 error on the shortstop Collings, which I think was a little bit harsh to call it an error. On a very hard hit ball there, because he didn't call an error when he missed one that bounced underneath his glove into left to start out the inning. He just happened to get in front of it this time. It was just as hard a hit. I don't know. So two left on base, and it's still 1-0. Williston looking for their first run of the game. They got close last inning. They got men on second and third with nobody out, and nobody was able to bring in anybody. Maddox Plack got out of trouble. Williston trying to make him pay this time. Now for his third inning of work is Plack, or his third inning of work is Maddox Plack. No earned runs this game so far, 2 strikeouts.
Leading off the bottom of the third hole is the center fielder number 2, Alex Ewert.
Alex Ewert going to take his first at-bat of the game. Ewert was 1 for 2 with an RBI yesterday. Also had a pretty good play out in center. That's a strike. So an 0-1 count. Plack, like I said, 2 strikeouts. That's very inside. Getting out of the way is Ewert. He probably could have stood still taking a base there if he wanted. 1-1 count. That's in the dirt, so now a 2-1. Both of those pitches missing by a significant margin. Two-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Ewert in front of that one. Breaking ball, able to full plank. 2-2 count. Outside, make it 3-2. So a full count now to the leadoff man, Ewert. Pitch. That's strike 3. So for the second time on a full count, just challenging and throwing a pitch over the outside part of the plate is going to be the pitcher Plank. He did that against Garrett Solberg with 2 men on and 1 man out back in the last inning. So that's strikeout number 3 of the day. Second looking for Plank. It'll bring up the leadoff man, Heen, Max Heen, driven into shallow left and caught. Cone makes the grab, and that'll be the second out. So Harrisburg quickly handling these Williston Keybirds so far in the bottom of the third. Ashton Collins coming up now. Collins got hit by a pitch, was a double play victim in the first inning. Williston gotten just as many base runners over the course of this game as Harrisburg has. But that home run represents the lone difference on the scoreboard. That is very high. Ducking out of the way is Collins. Collins credited with a pretty rough error on a hard hit ball to short just a moment ago. 2-0. Strike. Nope. A little bit off. Sitting good eye there. That one outside of the plate. So now we go to a 3-0. The frame job must have gotten me from Max Carlson. So 3-0, down in the count. That's going to be low. So a 4-pitch walk issued. And for the second time today, Ashton Collins will take first base. So this inning not over. It brings up the 3-hole hitter, Alex Bloom. Bloom, 0 for 3, does have a walk in this tournament. Remember, both of these teams playing what could be the final game of their season. This is an elimination game. Outside. Throw back to first. Not going to be in time to even apply the tag on Collins. Collins made no attempt to steal last time up. And that was with just 1 out, not 2. That's hit up the middle. Shortstop handles it, flipped to second in time. So, another good inning from Plack will keep the Keybirds off the board. And going into the 4th inning, the midpoint of the game, the Keybirds are trailing 1-0. In that inning, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, 1 man left on base, and still 0. So that's 4 left on base right now for Plack. Only to just 2 left on base by Finders, but I'd argue that Finders, you can't blame a guy for letting people on base when he's allowed fewer to get on base. 4 allowed by Harrisburg, 3 allowed over 3 innings by Finders. That 1 home run shot, that solo shot from Jack Riley to left center, represents the only difference in this game right now on the scoreboard. The heart of the order going to come up now. Maddox Scherer, Noah Boucher, and the aforementioned Jack Riley are due up for the gold this inning. I'm going to look up that weather report now. I know it's supposed to rain hard at some point here. There is a flood watch.
Moving on to the top of the board for Harrisburg, the third baseman, number 17, Maddox Scherer.
Okay, according to weather.com, 17% chance of showers all the way up to midday. And then at about 2 to 3, it's supposed to rain. And then it's almost certainly going to rain about 5, 6, and 7. And most of the night. Oof. It's going to be probably raining most of the night. So we'll move up games if possible, I think. But it shouldn't be super stormy until about 3. And then even then, it's still under 50% chance. A bouncer off of the umpire's leg will make it a 1-1 count. So Maddox Scherer, the cleanup man, is 1 for 4. Last time he grounded into a pretty good play by Tyler Temez over at third. That's fouled away. So now 1-2. Keybirds washing with anticipation. They knew this was going to be an uphill battle, and they're keeping themselves in this thing. Swing it and a miss on a high pitch there. The first strikeout since striking out the side in the first inning. That'll be out number 2. Or out number 1 of the inning. 4th strikeout of the day. And the first one for Maddox Scherer in this tournament. So bringing up Noah Boucher. Boucher lined out to Temez to get the second out of the second inning. That's a strike. To be fair, though, Rapid City, here at Fitzgerald Stadium, I've broadcast over 80 games this year. About 45 of those have been home. No, 50 have been home. Because I did a lot of tournaments. And probably even more, like 60. But like most of those have been home, and only 2 times have we had rain delays. Only 1 time have we canceled, and it was a game that didn't have any effect on anything. The 2 teams were locked into the championship game. And the rain was not letting up. And this is a completely turf field. We could play through light rain, assuming that it stops at some point. I've seen it done. This is entirely turf except for the outfield, so you don't have to worry about mud or anything. 1-2, take it high at Fitzgerald Stadium. So you can play through some rain. I've seen it done. And as long as the rain clears up, you're fine. Just fouled off, and it remains 2-2. Noah Boucher looking for his first hit of the tournament. He's 0 for 3. Does have a walk to his name. Keybirds trying to keep this thing tight. A little bit high, good eye there from Boucher, and we go run to a full count. 3-2-1 count, my favorite count. The pitch. That's a bouncer, and a spiked ball from Caden Finders will be out, or will be a walk issued. His first walk issued of the game. I don't know what happened there. Maybe he just got in his head too much, or tried to think about it too much. I don't know what happens, because that's the first time he's walked anybody this game. He's gotten to a full count before, and that was not even close to being a strike. Elkhorn South pulling in now, the gold, PDG gold. That's a no ball, a little bit off the plate. So we go to a 1-0. Standing there on first is Boucher. Jack Riley hit that solo shot in the second inning. The only run on the scoreboard for either team. That's a strike delivered on the edge of the plate. Good pitch there from Finders. We'll make it 1-1. 1-1 count here to Finders. Or from Finders here to Riley. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Able to get the man to reach at one. That's not quite there yet. And now we look to a 1-2. Jack Riley got that homer earlier. He's a threat. And Finders knows it. So a 1-2 count now. Pitch. High. Riley does not budge, so moves to a 2-2. 4th inning of work now for Finders. He's up to about 50 pitches. He entered the inning with 41. Swing and a miss at one in the dirt, and because first base is occupied, that's out number 2. So, a breaking ball able to fool the batter, Riley. Riley swings at it, and that'll be the second strikeout of the inning. This would be the second time he struck out the side with 2 non-strikeout innings in the middle, which is kind of a weird combo. But now Tate Larson up to bat. Larson flew out to center his last time up. Ball or strike given on the outside of the plate. So Larson 0 for 1 in this game, 1 for 4 in the tourney so far. Got a man on first, 2 outs. Finders trying to get out of his 4th inning of what's been a pretty good start so far for Williston. Finders throws one in the dirt. You got to remember, this is the South Dakota State champion. The team that lost 1 game in the state tournament, entered the tournament as a 2 seed, and it's definitely a fearsome team you don't want to mess with. They mercy rolled a few teams in that tourney as well. This is a high-level opponent. Williston hanging in pretty tough, and it's just a 1-run game. They've had good chances already to break that, to tie the game or even break it. but have been unable to capitalize past Maddox Plaque. So a 2-1 count. Just a little bit high. Good eye there from the batter, Larson. So a 3-1 count. 1 walk has been issued so far in this game by Fenders. He's worked his way back in from an 0-2 count before as well. Swing and a miss. They throw back to first. Not going to be in time. But now it is a full count. There's a Larson behind the plate and a Larson at the plate. Micah Larson behind the plate and Tate Larson at bat. Of course, there's a lot of Scandinavian ancestry in the Midwest, especially this part of the Midwest. The payoff pitch. Strike 3! At the top of the zone. Fenders strikes out the side again. And we go into the bottom of the 4th. Keybirds trail by just 1 to nothing. As the first strikeout looking at the game, 6 strikeout total. Caden Fender is putting up a inspiring performance right now for the Keybirds. In that inning, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, 1 man left on, and it remains 1-0. Bringing up the middle of the Williston Keybirds order, leading off with Fenders himself. Last time Fenders led off an inning, he had a walk, got all the way to 3rd, stole a base, but was stranded. He's trying to help himself out. He's already helped the team a ton with his pitching against this Gold team. Only allowing the 1 stray pitch that got punished by Jack Riley. So, Liam, I'd say that the weather looks bad for the 3rd game and the 4th game. I would say that for game 2, I don't think it's that bad. You know? Because it's really not supposed to be over 50% rain percentage, like rain expected to be at least over 50% sure that it's going to be raining until like 3. And the 2nd game starts at 12. And it says scattered thunderstorms through the afternoon, and then more sustained thunderstorms around 5 or 6. So it's that 3rd or 4th game that I'm worried about. Pitch. That's a strike, delivered on the outside of the plate. So we go to an 0-1. Worst case scenario, I think, if we are unable to play the game tonight, you would do a double-header situation, make a play at the start of the day and the end of the day. That's a strike. Though you would have somebody play 1st game and then wait a long time and play 2nd game. 0-2. Fouled off. So we go to an 0-2 now. Fenders trying to get his hit here. The lefty hitter. Whew. Just a bit outside. Yeah. Well, we had our day of the tournament kind of rained out on the 2nd to last day of the Firecracker. Swing and a miss on a high pitch. That'll be the end of. That'll be out number 1 of the inning. The 4th strikeout of the game. First on Fenders today here for Maddox Plaque. Bring up Connor Ekblad. They hit him. Ekblad will take his bag, and so a man on first, the tying run, reaches the bases with the first baseman, Connor Ekblad. Yeah, we've only had 1 time that there was any rainouts or rain delays, and that was July 3rd of the Firecracker. So if we only get 1 day, I feel pretty good. But the weather is saying that the afternoon should be pretty horrid. That's a strike. Remember, we can play through scattered thunderstorms because, well, we can play through scattered thunderstorms as long as the lightning isn't that close. Just cuz. But 0-1 count now. Plaque delivers a low ball, sat off on, and we go to a 1-1. This is Tamez. Tamez 1 for 4, but he does have a double in this tournament. soft grounder over to short. It'll be picked up. They make a throw to first. Get him. And that'll be out number 2. But the runner does advance over to second. So runner now in scoring position. The tying run in scoring position. And a 6-3 put out will get the second out of the inning. So now Garrett Solberg yet again up with runners in scoring position. Last time he was struck out looking by Plack. Taken high. So we go to a 1-0 count now for Plack. Strike delivered right down the center, and we go to a 1-1 now. Thank you all watching from Williston, from Harrisburg, from anywhere. Enjoy having you here. Hard Hats TV has been amazing this summer. 1-1, that's smacked over to third. Handle cleanly, the throw to first. Low, out of the glove of the first baseman. So a little bit of a lame throw will drop and not going to be handled by Hoffman. I'm not sure who the error goes on. That is an error of some sort. It might be on Hoffman. It wasn't an especially hard dig, but also the throw was short, so it might go on the third baseman. I'm gonna say third baseman. I'm gonna say that is on. I'm gonna say that's on Maddox Scherer. That's hit hard into right, and the right fielder dropping back a little, making the grab. So once again, runner stranded by Plack. He, despite letting a man over to third, the same man, Finders, or sorry, this is not Finders, that was Ekblad, but the Keybirds getting hits, getting on base, and not doing anything with it. So Plack continues a good outing, and through 4 innings, it is still 1-0. Keybirds are down. It's 1-0 Harrisburg. So thank you all for tuning in. This is going to be probably our closest finish. The closest finish we've had to date is 4 runs, which is a tied record between 2 games. The 8-4 win, or the 6-2 win from Fargo Post 2 over this Harrisburg team, over the Eden Prairie Eagles, and then a 9-5 win from the Hard Hats last night over a 9-5 win for the Hard Hats over Elkhorn South, and then also a 4-0 win for St. Michael's over this Harrisburg team. So we've had 3 games end with a 4-run thing, but nothing has been safe situation at any point this game or any point this tourney. So to recap that inning, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, there were no errors, 2 men left on, making the grand total up to 6 left on base through 4 innings by this Williston Keybirds offense. They've had their chances to equalize, a lot of base runners allowed, and that error kept the inning alive, but was not punished. Up comes Carter Hoffman for the Harrisburg Gold. Hoffman is 0 for 4 in the tourney. It's a big swing and a miss there. Strike 1. A good balance of lefties and righties on this Harrisburg team. Pitch. Grounded. Over to second. It's muffed! And it'll grand into shallow right. So a error will allow the first man on. That is something you cannot allow to happen when you're playing a state champion like Harrisburg. But Alex Bloom muffs a grounder, and the first man will get aboard. Not a good sign of things to come here. It seems like maybe Harrisburg gonna start something. They get a bit of momentum off of that. As the leadoff man gets aboard, that's hit hard into left, going back to the wall, and warning track grab is made. So a grab on the warning track. That one nearly got out by Harrisburg, but the Keybirds able to grab it as it stays inside the park. Good grab up against the wall there by left fielder Garrett Solberg. And it's 0-1 count now. Or no, it's a 1-out thing with a man on first. Bringing up the leadoff man, Boyd, who was 0 for 6 in the tourney. Palmer Boyd, leadoff man, you'd expect some good hits. Not had any luck with that. Actually, statistically, worst hitter so far in this Harrisburg lineup. So 1-0 count. Finders throws a strike. Sat off on. So it's 1-1. A lot of Harrisburg supporters here. Not an especially far trip. It is far. It's actually pretty much just as far as Williston is. Williston on the western side of North Dakota, that's a strike. So 1-2. Finders, plenty of strikeouts in this game. One of those coming on a strikeout swinging in the first at-bat of the game against Boyd. So it's a 1-2 count. Finders delivers. That's strike 3! And able to freeze the batter where he stands, get the second out. Finders recovering well from the error early in the inning. That is the strikeout number 7 for Finders over his first 4 2/3. And it'll bring up Max Carlson. Carlson reached on an error earlier. Other than that, he is 0 for 4 with 4 Ks. He got his first he put his first ball in play though in the last at bat. In the Sturgis area. Okay, I'm just looking at what weather.com's telling me. And they're telling me that I don't need to worry too much until about 3. That there's like a 30% chance of some rain happening in scattered areas. Taking off is the runner. The throw high. Larson loses it. Or Larson throws it a little bit high. It's lost by the second baseman. And a stolen base successful by Carter Hoffman. But strike 2 is called. So now down to the count 0-2. Got to watch out. Carlson 4 Ks so far in this tournament on 4 formal at-bats. Swing and a miss. There's number 5. It's dropped. They have to go to first, I think. I don't know what happened. Anyways, that is the end of the inning. They say he left the base paths. So that'll be the end of the inning. Finders, 8 Ks over just 5 innings. The Williston Keybirds came to play today, and they will once again get a chance to tie here, down by just 1 run in this pitcher's duel between Maddox Plack and Caden Finders. So 3 more frames of hitting. How far is Sturgis from Rapid City? It's like 10 miles. It's not that far, but it's not the same place. Sturgis rallies are happening at this very moment. The Sturgis Motorcycle Rally is the biggest motorcycle rally in the nation. So you'll see that around. I noticed that a lot of bikers staying at the same hotels as these players and teams are, which is pretty fun. Going down the hallway, seeing a ton of bikers, hearing them come in. Bikers, I don't think usually the quiet type, from what I know about most of them, which is limited. So, in that inning, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, 1 error on the second baseman, Bloom, and there is 1 man left on. It remains 1-0. Keybirds have gotten plenty of guys on. They've stranded 6, but Maddox Plack is a very bend but don't break kind of pitcher, and he's been able to keep them off the board.
Moving on bottom for Williston. The center fielder, number 2, Alex Keybirds.
So Ewert going to lead off this inning. Last time he did so, he struck out looking. That was in the 3rd inning. He is 1 for 3 on the tournament now, though. Not a bad line. That's taken high, so we go to a 1-0. Ewert, a speedy center fielder, would be a good man to get on the bases first. Fouled one off of the umpire's padding, and he's a big, tough guy out there. So now a 1-1 count. They're going to come talk to the pitcher, or not they, just Max Carlson. But Carlson going to talk with Plack about what he sees, what he wants to say, that kind of thing. Umpire giving a few extra balls. They're on the same page. Alex Ewert. A man they're calling Al, which is funny because it's just an old name. I don't know. Strike 2. It clips the zone. Good pitch there from Plack. And there is some warm-up action going on in the Williston bullpen. Swinging a foul tip, strike 3. Ewert frustrated with himself, but he will head to the dugout. Out number 1 recorded. That is the 5th strikeout of the game for Maddox Plack. Plaque also matching the incredible performance being put up by Finders, and it has paid dearly. So that's the second strikeout of the day now for Ewert. First one was looking, that one was swinging. Upcoming now is the leadoff man, Hearn, who is likewise not exactly doing too great at the plate. He's 1 for 6 in the tourney with a strikeout this game. Called strike on the edge of the zone, so we're looking at a 1-1 now. Here to Heen. Rare to see a smaller right fielder. Usually right field's where you put one of the muscle guys. That's going to be a soft grounder, a little bit foul. Are you 1-2? Plack plays around. Flinch, tries to make a little motion like he's throwing to the dugout. Gets one of the guys in there to flinch. So now we're looking at a 1-2. Thank you all for watching. I'm Oliver Fell here at Hard Hats TV. I'm broadcasting all of these Central Plains regional games as the Hard Hats host this in Rapid City, South Dakota. 1-2. Popped out of play. Rapid City, a famed tradition. They won the 1993 Legion World Series. They went to 8 different Legion World Series in their history, and are 44-time state champs, the best of anybody since World War II. That's going to be lined right at second base. Good grab, a little bit low, and bending his knees, digging is Noah Boucher. So 2 outs now. Plaque containing the Keybirds. Eventually, something's got to break for one of these teams. They can't both be pitching so well the entire game. And as these pitchers start running up, one of these pitchers is going to run out of gas, and that'll probably decide the game. Or if they pull them at the right time, it won't. Harrisburg got to play like it's the last game of their year, because it very well could be. Fouled off. 0-1 now. Or 1-1 now, sorry. 1-1 to Collings. Collings reached base both times he's been up. A hit by pitch and a walk. At strike 2. A floating changeup finds its way onto the edge of the zone. And now we go to a 1-2. This is definitely a good game. Loser goes home. Winner moves on. Popped out of play. We remain 1-2. Like I said, Collings not gotten out at the plate this game. 1-2. He hits it into shallow center, and playing shallow is the center fielder Larson. That'll be the end of the inning. So 1-2-3 for Plack. The Keybirds once again blanked, and he has pitched 5 shutout innings so far in this game. With just 1 hit allowed, Maddox Plack putting up a great game, and comes up the other man putting up a very good game of his own, Caden Finders, with the exception of a single floating curveball that was punished for a solo shot in the second inning. Caden Finders been more or less spotless. So in that inning, no hits, no runs, no earned runs for the Keybirds, nobody left on base. It remains 0-0. That is the first inning where nobody was on at any point for Maddox Plack. He's allowed 6 base runners over the 5 innings, which is not bad by any means, but it's higher than Finders, who's only allowed 4. So the 3, 4, and 5, the muscle of the order usually, are going to be up. Tegan Muntz, after going 1 for 1, reaching base all 3 times yesterday, he's 0-2 in this one against Finders. Finders putting up a career performance on almost certainly his final game of his career, in high school at least. He'll be off to Dickinson State in the fall. So he's got plenty more to do, but in high school. This will be the end of his high school time. And he is leaving it all out there on the mound as he should. So 1-0 count. Tegan Muntz waiting. Like I said, Muntz, great game yesterday. Not so great against Finders today. Reached base 3 out of 3 times last time. And now is 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one. So it's a 2-0 count. Finders swing and a miss on a softer ball. I don't even think it was a that might have been a changeup. It might have just been a fastball that took a little off. So 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Clearly frustrated with himself. Muntz is just, he wants that one back. We do see some warm-up, some short toss going out in the Williston bullpen. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. K number 9 now for Finders against this state champion Harrisburg Gold team. Both of these teams never been to the Legion World Series before. Finders putting up a incredible performance. He would still earn the loss though, as that single Jack Riley home run represents the only thing between these two teams. That's going to be hit hard into center, but playable and caught. So 2 outs now in this inning. Harrisburg not getting anything going in the 6th. It'll bring up Noah Rose. So Rose is 0 for 1, but he does have a walk. That's a big swing and a miss, strike 1. So Boucher, waiting, same kind of name as Bobby Boucher, of course, of the Waterboy saga. That's going to be lined over to third. Temez gets it, throw to first in time. So a quick 1-2-3, and he's gone through 6 innings, only allowing the 1 run, only 2 hits allowed, and 9 strikeouts now for Caden Finders. But Williston, despite the incredible performance, trails as the Harrisburg Gold have had an ace performance of their own behind the pitching of Maddox Plack. In that inning, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, nobody left on base. It remains 1-0. It's been this way since the top of the 2nd, and only 1 run. This has been just a clear pitcher's duel between Maddox Plack and Caden Finders. Keybirds have gotten on base 6 times in this game and have failed to score any of them. Only 1 hit allowed, though, a harmless single with a man on second back in the 3rd inning. That's the only thing that's the only hits for anything like that.
Now for Williston, second base number 21, Alex Bloom.
Alex Bloom now up. The Keybirds down to their final 6 outs of the year if they're not careful. Bloom waiting to finally make his move. Fouls off. He's been pretty much silent in this tournament. He is 0 for 4, does have 1 walk. A leadoff walk is as good as a leadoff single, though. If he's able to get that here, it would put the tying run on first base. With the rest of the order coming in, a pretty good set, you'd have to think that a leadoff walk would mean something, but it's not likely to happen anymore. An 0-2 count now to Bloom. Plack throws one way high. It hits the netting before it hits the backstop, and we go to a 1-2 count. This has been a great game, all in all. A few errors, but only 3 hits between the two teams against Plack and Finders. That's strike 3, right down central. Plack, yet again, that is his 4th strikeout looking of the game, and it's his 3rd strikeout looking, and his 6th overall. And coming up now, trying to help his own cause. Finders pitched such a great game so far, but has nothing to show for it, as he would currently be tagged with the loss. Oh, That was scary. That was onto the concourse near Catch 22, our merchandising shop. And currently walking in right now is Eden Prairie. That's going to be grounded softly and grabbed. Good job, but he loses his balance trying to stand up, and that'll be an infield single. So a single from Finders, the second hit of the day off of Plack, will start things off here. Finders trying to do it himself. He's waited on his team and waited and waited and waited for the Keybirds to get him some run support, and he's taking it into his own hands now. Finders does have a little bit of speed. He stole second base when he was last on first, so he does have some speed. Got to watch out for that. First pitch strike. This is Connor Ekblad. Ekblad is 1 for 2. Is 1 for 1 with the hit by pitch. He's the kind of guy you want in this situation. It gets past the catcher and taking off, stolen or advancing on the wild pitch is going to be Caden Finders. So the tying run now 2 bases away from scoring and is in scoring position. Harrisburg got to hold on here. They just have 1 run to work with, 0 wiggle room. But they need to hold on, and their season hangs in the balance. Williston, on the back of a great Caden Finders outing, is just 1 run down. Jack Riley, the only man to score in this game on a solo shot to left. Plack throws him 1, fouled off. So now ahead in the count, Plack on the verge of his 7th strikeout. Ekblad, though, not the easy one to strike out. He's 1 for 1 in the game with a single and a hit by pitch. Keybirds need him to come through right now. A single could bring in the runner if you put it to the right place. Finders, some serious speed out there. The pitch is grounded. Oh! Just a little bit foul. That was a hard hit ball up the first base line that would have had that fallen just a little bit more fair, that would have gotten into right field, probably scored the run. But instead, it just represents a foul ball, and we keep the at-bat going. Everybody on the edge of their seat here at Fitzgerald Stadium. Soft grounder. Foul again. So 1-2 count. Plack trying to get his 7th strikeout, or just any out in period. I don't think he cares how it comes. He's just trying to get an out, make it 2 outs here, and bring up Tyler Tamez, who has been silent today. That's going to be hit, caught. Third baseman going to try to make a run down with Finders. They're going to tag him. So the lead runner retired on a fielder's choice. A heads-up play there by the Harrisburg Gold shortstop Palmer Boyd will retire the lead runner, and now there are 2 outs in the inning with just a man on first. A good play there from Boyd to get Finders on the base paths. So there's still a man on first. We have a pinch runner. Ekblad has been pinch ran for. The first baseman will be relieved by his... first baseman has been relieved here. Oh, there we go. 15. 15 was Ekblad. This is number 20. 20 is Maxon Zachariason. So Zachariason will take first base, the first base spot, and stand at first. So they put a faster man out there. This run could decide whether or not they even win, whether or not they play another day, or the summer is over. So Zachariason out there. We go to a 2-0 count. Plack falling behind to Tamez. Tamez does have a was 1 for 3 last game, but he's 0 for 2 in this one. To be fair, pretty much everybody is 0 for something, as Plack has Although he's allowed many runners on by hit-by pitches and walks, he has only allowed 2 hits, one of which was this inning. That's a grounder. No, not a grounder. What am I thinking? That is a grounded pitch there. And now a 3-0 count on the verge of walking Tyler Tamez. Harrisburg holding on by a string here to that 1-0 lead. Black has been able to get out of trouble the whole game. Eventually, though, you'd think with law of averages it would kick in and he would, and something would slip through the cracks. So a 3-0 count. That's a strike. So Black able to locate. So now looking at a 3-1. Tamez with some serious warm-up swings. The Williston announcer next to me going a little bit crazy. That's hit into right. It'll drop. So Zachariason rounding for third. He will head there and a single. The third hit of the day for the Keybirds will keep this inning alive. They now have the tying run just 90 feet away. This is the third time they've advanced a runner to third, and Plack has been able to strand each and every one of them. Now that Palmer Boyd play looks even better. The fact that he stopped the man from had they just gone to had they gone to first, and Finders was over on second or third base, he might have scored on a single there. But Zachariason over on third, soft foul ball. And Tamez gets his first hit of the game. Bring up Garrett Solberg. Solberg reached on an error last time up and struck out looking to Plack back in the second inning. Now he had two men in scoring position with 2 outs and struck out looking. And a pivotal moment before that's hit. Oh, just a little bit foul. That one about 8-9 inches foul of first base. And now Harrisburg on the edge of their seats. Maddox Plack tasked with getting out of this inning and maintaining the 1-run lead in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss, strike 3! Maddox Plack comes through again! He strands 2 more. And the Harrisburg Gold hold on to the lead. They are going to enter the final frame leading just 1-0. Huh. The suspense on that one right there, absolutely palpable. And there would be, and that is that. So that's the 7th strikeout of the game here for Maddox Plack, a little bit short of Caden Finders' 8. Finders going to come out for his 7th inning of work. He has pitched a masterpiece for the Keybirds today against this state championship team. So in the 6th, the Keybirds had 2 hits, a high for any of their innings. No runs, no earned runs. There was no errors, and 2 men were left on, bringing the total up to 8 left on over 6 innings, and it's still 0-1. Harrisburg only got 1 run to work with. They would really like to add some more. There's been a lot of pressure on Maddox Plack to pitch spotless this game, and he has done so, but only narrowly. If they can give him 1-2 runs extra to work with, that would be a lot to watch out for the Williston walk-off. Like I said, Williston battled out of the loser's bracket to get to the championship game. They won 4 straight with some magic in that North Dakota State tournament. They are definitely an underdog team that comes through when they need to. And speaking of which, about coming through when they need to, Caden Finders, he has been unstoppable today. He is up to 9 strikeouts. He has only allowed 2 hits popped up. That's going to be out of play. So 0-1. Here is the man who is the only guy to score in this game, Jack Riley. He had a hit to deep left center that got just over the fence, bounced back in on a billboard out there. That solo shot from him, the only run on the scoreboard for this in this game. Ball delivered from Finders. Finders, not to a crazy pitch count. I think he's in the mid-80s. He can go up to 105. So he will continue pitching here. There should be no reason to pull him except for if it looks like he's about to allow some runs. Hit grounder over to third. Tamez handles it. High throw caught by the first baseman. That'll be out number 1. Tamez played a far better third base today than he did yesterday, making an error yesterday. And got moved into left when Collings was removed from the game. but Tam has been pretty good, all in all, as a defensive third baseman today. It'll bring up Tate Larson. Larson's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. That's a strike delivered on the outside. I think they might move the game up. I don't know. It's up to organizers. But this game, a little bit quick, but not especially quick. I know that you might look at the scoreboard and be like, but we started at 9:30. This game's over an hour 20 old, and it is still going. We still got, and this might go to extras. You never know. 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Finders ahead in the count now here to Larson. He gets the call. And Tate Larson awaits the 1-2. Fastball! Ooh, a little bit low. That was a very close call. The umpire says it was below the kneecaps, and now we go to a 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3! K number 10 of the game for Caden Finders. He is pitching a gem among gems in this game, but he still might earn the loss if the Keybirds are unable to come up with anything in the bottom of the inning. Harrisburg just trying to give their pitcher a little more room. That's going to be hit and lined into center. That'll be a single. So the third hit of the game coming off of Finders. That'll be a single from Carter Hoffman. Hoffman does have a stolen base in this game. Cone Cook coming up. Cone Cook, one of the other guys to get one of just 3 men on this team now to get a hit. He had a single with 1 out back in the 3rd inning. Like I said, Hoffman, a pretty fast first baseman. Did steal a bag already. That's floated into center. Should be a routine play. The center fielder underneath it, he will make the grab. So, Finders now through 7 innings pitched of 10 strikeout, 3 hit ball. He has earned 1 run. He has pitched a masterpiece, but that one pitch, he could pitch 85 good ones, but maybe that 86th hanging ball was punished by Riley, and the Gold hold on to just a very slim lead. Entering the bottom of the 7th, it is a 1-run game. Harrisburg Gold on top, 1-0. Season on the line. Loser goes home, winner moves on. And Maddox Plack is going to come in with the chance to advance this season. Keybirds trying to walk it off and keep their hopes alive. It doesn't get any bigger than this, and it doesn't get any closer than this in a 1-run game at the bottom of the 7th. Maddox Plack has proven he can keep this team off the board. He's only barely done it a few times, allowed 3 guys over to third, but nobody's come in. And Keybirds clearly have a bit of magic in their clearly have some late game magic. You don't get to the state title game out of the loser's bracket when you win 4 straight without some magic. Cone Cook. Or sorry, not Cone Cook. Cone Cook just flew out. To recap that inning for the Gold, 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, no errors, and 1 man left on. That brings them up to just 5 left on the game. And the bottom of the order, more or less coming in here for the Keybirds. Micah Larson, the 8-hole hitter and catcher, going to be tasked to be leadoff of this inning. The season on the line. Keybirds back up against the wall. We'll see what they can do. Maddox Plack trying to keep his team, keep the slim lead he's been given. Try to pitch a 7-inning complete game shutout here for the Harrisburg Gold in the time they needed it most. Two-0 count. Outside. Quickly moves to a 3-0. A chance to walk the leadoff man for Maddox Plack. He takes a step off the mound. He takes a deep breath, recollects himself, and gets ready to deliver the 3-0 to Micah Larson. He's been known to work his way back into counts. High ball 4. The tying run reaches the base paths with no outs here in the inning. That is believe it or not, that is just the 2nd time this game that a leadoff man has reached base for the Keybirds. Coming up now. A pinch hitter is in for the Keybirds. Ball 1. This is number 8. Derek Lee is entering for the center fielder, Ewers. So pinch hitter in. That's a soft grounder over to short. That's a double play ball. They throw really soft over to second. He took his time. Palmer had a chance at a double play, but he just did a soft throw over to second. Didn't play with a ton of urgency. And that'll be just the one out on a ground ball. A pinch runner coming in for the pinch hitter Lee. This is number 1, Caden Call. Caden Call, the bird call, you might call him. It's weird that they have callings and callings on this team. So Caden Call moves on to the base paths as the pinch runner on first. He represents the tying run. He would have to come across. Okay, well, 2 more outs in for this Williston team on the expiration time on their expiration on their season coming down to the wire, and they're just 1 run away. But Maddox Plack just 2 runs away from extending the summer a little for Harrisburg. That's a strike on the edge of the zone. What a game this has been. It doesn't get any better than this. Man on first with 1 out here. Not exactly a situation where you're probably going to bring in anybody. Heen takes a strike. No ball, just a little bit outside, so it's a 1-1. The left-hander Heen has been 0 for 4 in this game so far. He has 1 strikeout. Strike 2! A floating ball catches the corner, and we're up to a 1-2 count. Plack has gotten out of trouble this entire game. And no bigger moment than this one. That's hit softly into foul territory. The left fielder was so shifted over to right. The whole outfield is shifted for a pull for the left-hander that the left fielder was unable to make the grab. That wasn't playable. That was inside the confines of the park in foul territory, but unable to make the grab. Out there is Solberg. Or not Solberg. Yeah, it is Solberg, right? No, Cook. That gets by. The runner takes off. Call heads over to second. And the tying run now in scoring position for the Keybirds. Maddox Plack once again pitching out of runners in scoring position. He has gotten out of everything this game. 3 men have gotten to third. Nobody's come in. But the Keybirds, with their back against the wall, swing and a miss, strike 3! Maddox Plack puts another one on the K chart, and he is 1 out away for the Harrisburg Gold. The manager going to come in. They might just throw a lefty out there to face the final batter. K number 8 for Maddox Plack. Maddox Plack will leave the game. He will not go complete game. The Harrisburg Gold pitcher going to come in, the reliever, to get 1 out. So, he threw the max amount of pitches. So that was as many as he could throw. And now to finish the game with a 1-out save situation, coming in is is number 1, Brandon Simunic. So, Maddox Plack's day. It was unbelievable. 6.2 innings pitched, just 3 hits allowed, with no earned runs or runs of any sort, and 9 strikeouts. He'll be in the line for the win. It would have been a complete game shutout if he didn't run out of pitches to throw, but Simunic going to come up against Ashton Collins with a man in scoring position here, trying to finish out this 1-0 pitcher's duel. Back against the wall, they're going to call upon Ashton Collins to be their hero here for the Keybirds. What a game this has been so far in pretty much all aspects. But now that Plack is out the game, you have to wonder. We've only had 2 pitchers all game. Maddox Plack, who's pitched a shutout to this point, and Caden Finders, who has pitched a great game. The only run in this game, not even driven in by anybody on the bases. That was just a solo shot that just barely got out of left center. And here it comes, the culmination of all the things that the post 37 Williston Keybirds have put together this season is coming to a head. Simunik, pitch 1 is a strike. Breaking ball catches the back of the plate. So now it's an 0-1 count to Collins. Will he answer the call and do something here for the Keybirds? An 0-1. Final out. Take it high, it gets away. And heading over to third will be Call. And now the tying run sits on third base. A chance to tie things up. This doesn't get any closer. The tying run, 90 feet away from the plate, with 2 outs, down to their final out of their game the final out of their season in this elimination game at the Central Plains Regional. Simunik, the stretch. High. Ball 2. 2-1. On deck is Bloom. Bloom is 0 for 3. Collins the kind of guy you want here, though. He has reached base 2 out of 3 times, though neither of them were hits. Fouled off. Strike 2. So now, down to their final strike of their season, the Keybirds have a man in scoring position. And Simunik is tasked with finishing this one off for Harrisburg, trying to get them to play another day. 2-2. The Harrisburg Gold pitcher delivers high. We run full. Nowhere to go. Full count. Man on third. 2 outs. Final pitch of the season possibly upcoming here for the Keybirds. Simunik delivers. He fires. Fouled off. We will continue. In this 1-run game, Simunik just trying to get out of it. The Keybirds trying to extend their season a little longer and tie this thing up. We get to the full count. Payoff pitch is hit into right and into foul territory. Out. And it will drop. So we continue. That one was a hard hit ball into right. Probably not hard enough to have landed had it been in fair territory, but it did go foul. So we keep on going. The payoff pitch is smacked up the middle. Simunik handles it. Runs to first. The Harrisburg Gold will fight another day. The Williston Keybirds are shut out in a 1-0 thriller, and the Gold will finish it off. They strand for the 4th time a man on third base, and the win goes rightly to the pitcher, Maddox Plack, but you need to give some credit out to Caden Finders. He pitched a masterpiece on the other side of things. Jack Riley's solo shot into left center represents the only run scored in this game on either of the pitchers. The Harrisburg Gold walk away. They will play the loser of Hard Hats versus Fargo Post 2 tonight for tomorrow. So you will see that tomorrow. What a game this has been. The clock strikes midnight on this Cinderella story for the Williston Keybirds. They put up a great season. They got to the Central Plains Regional, finished second, even though they were below 500. They finished second in the North Dakota State Tournament. They put up a heck of a fight today against this Harrisburg Gold team that won South Dakota, and they have earned a lot of people's respect. So congratulations on the great season that the Williston Post 37 Keybirds have put together. And now the South Dakota State champion Harrisburg Gold will move on to the next round. We will see whether or not they move up the next game here with rain concerns. The PDG Elkhorn South Storm are going to be warming up. They will play against Eden Prairie from Minnesota in a moment here in another elimination game. But the first team said goodbye. The Keybirds are going to head north, and we will see them hopefully next year out in Fargo. So thank you all for joining us here today. I've been Oliver Fell. What a game that was. Final score here from Rapid City, South Dakota in this elimination game at the Central Plains Regional. Harrisburg Post 45 Gold 1, Williston Post 37 Keybirds 0. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in a bit.